Hey, how you doing, everybody? This is Karriem Kanston, the encourager. I'm here to motivate you and inspire you to reach. Hey, everyone, this is Kanston, the encourager, and I'm here to motivate you and inspire you to reach your destiny. Listen, how you all doing today? I want to say what's up. How you doing? What's going on? What have you been working on? What you need encouragement about? Listen, you know what, man? We've been posting uh, for almost a couple of months about being encouraged in any situation. And so I don't know about you, but if you have locked on to that information and locked on to those points, I know that it has made an impact in your life. Listen, I'm here to motivate you and encourage you, inspire you, make sure that you're working towards your goals, making sure that you're working towards your destinies. And actually, listen, it is up to you to make movement in your life. All right. It's up to you to make movement in your life. No one else can do that for you. And so, listen, if you want to take this journey with me, listen, you know what? Let's dive in. Let's go full force. Let's make some impact to our lives. Let's do some great things. And let's just keep on moving. Listen, I'm here to motivate you and encourage you to reach your destiny. How many people have a destiny? How many people have some goals and some visions that you want to actually accomplish, but you haven't done it already? Listen, you know what? Let me tell you a little bit about myself. All right. My mentor, my coach has been coaching me about trying to explain to people who you are. All right. And so listen, I am an author. All right. I've written 2 books. I am a business consultant. I have my own business where I consult businesses, I consult individuals. On the business side, I help businesses to grow their revenue, all right, to grow their human capacity and to look at some things and to put some things in place in a plan strategically, all right. And for on a personal side, I'm encouraging people. Listen, that's my purpose. My purpose is to encourage people to move towards their destiny, all right? To get some information, but with a plan to make an impact in their life. Also, I'm an Army veteran, all right? I've been in the armed forces, served my country very proudly. And so, with that experience comes some different things that other people haven't experienced. And also, I have some life history. I've been through some trials. I've been through some tribulations. I faced some issues and I overcame those things. All right. I have a whole series that I posted about being encouraged in failure. And so listen, if you're a person that is struggling with some failure, if you don't know how to get over an issue, or you're always looking in the past and that's holding you back, listen, check out those videos. It's on social media, on YouTube, on Facebook. Look at my Facebook page. Also, I developed a whole free course around it. And so, listen, get that information. Don't wait until it's late. All right. So, listen, I'm starting a new series talking about being encouraged during the storm. All right. And so I posted part 1 already. And let me give you these 3 points from part 1. So, part 1 was really understanding why you're in the storm. All right. So point number 1 was that you have to acknowledge the storm. All right. You have to acknowledge the storm. You have to acknowledge that you're actually going through something right now. So many people are ignorant and they don't even acknowledge that they're going through something. It's like, you know what? Nothing. Guess what? You're going through something. You need to acknowledge it so you can know how to attack that thing. All right. When you go to a doctor, the doctor says, how are you feeling? What is happening with you? All right. So number 1, you got to acknowledge the storm. Number 2, you have to acknowledge the storm's past. You have to acknowledge what happened during that storm. All right. So when the meteorologist says, all right, we got 10 inches of snow, 20 inches of snow in the Northeast, they acknowledge that the snow happened. What happens to us, we don't acknowledge what storm that we've just been through. All right. Acknowledge the hurt, acknowledge the pain, Acknowledge that you just went through this situation. I was just talking to someone earlier, and I said, listen, I face this situation that you're facing right now, and this is how I dealt with it. So listen, I'm here giving people tips and talking with you all to try to help you to move to a new level in your life. Listen, how many people want to move to a new level in your life? Listen, give me a thumbs up, give me some hearts, give me a comment, send me an inbox. Listen, share this video with someone that you're thinking about that needs to hear about being encouraged in this storm, being encouraged in this situation. All right. So point number 2 was that acknowledge the storm past. And point number 3 was that you have to acknowledge the storm's impact. Acknowledge the impact of the storm. You know, listen, if you got, if your face is red, right, because something hit you in the face, there was an impact that happened in that area. And so you walking around and saying, listen, man, you know, I don't have a red face. No, there was an impact. So you have to acknowledge the impact. You have to acknowledge what transpired. You have to acknowledge what has happened in that situation, right? So that was being encouraged. Part number 1, the storm. And so listen, man, I don't know what storm you're facing right now. I don't know what storm that you're going through. I don't know what you might go through. I don't know what you have been through. I don't know your past. I don't know your history, but we all face storms in our life. We all face issues in our life. We all go through things that actually get us off the course. All right. You know how have you watched a UFC fight or a boxing match, and one fighter gets hit and they kind of stumble. We get stumbled sometimes in life. We face things that we didn't see coming. You know, and some storms wasn't our fault. It just so happened we were in the storm. All right. You know, listen, I don't know about you, but the storms that you face, all right, the storms you face, you can get over. In part 1, I talked about, you know, being at peace in the storm. You're like, what? How can I be at peace in the storm? Listen, the storms will come. If you're a human being, which you are, and you're breathing, which you are because you're watching and listening to this information, storms will happen. All right? Storms will happen. Our life is not flatlining, right? Life goes up and goes down, right? And so you will face a storm. If you think, oh, I'm okay, I'm all good, I don't need no help, I don't need someone to actually acknowledge that I've been in a storm, I don't have to go through this process. The reason why you keep on going back to that same issue or that same problem or getting in the same storm because you haven't acknowledged the storm. All right, but I got some good points tonight about part 2, about how do you handle this stuff? How do you handle the mess? Listen, have you ever walked in the kid's room or somebody's room and clothes were scattered everywhere, the desk was thrown over, stuff was written on the walls, right? They were just messing stuff up. Listen, you got to deal with the mess. And how do you deal with the mess? I'm gonna give you some points. All right. Listen, I also have a 2-week goals challenge that I'm working with people on. And you know, listen, man, we're knocking stuff out of the box. You know, you go to bit.ly/2-week goals. And listen, we're working with people. We're actually doing some actionable steps, making some movement, making things happen. You know, taking control of our situation. We're not allowing our situation to take control of us. Listen, snap, right? Listen, we are not going to let our situation take control of us, but we're going to take control of the situation. Listen, if that was good, give me some thumbs up. Give me some comments, right? Share this video with somebody. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Give these points to people. All right. And so listen, so tonight I'm gonna give you some good stuff. I'm telling you right now. Listen, and guess what? I'm not charging for this information. So don't worry, be happy. Thank you all. Right. So listen. So This is part two. So the storm has passed, right? We've been through this storm. We face some issues in our life. We acknowledge the storm. We acknowledge the impact. We acknowledge what we've been through. But now we have to do some stuff. All right. So point number one to being encouraged in the storm for part two is that you got to begin with the cleanup. Woo, you're like, what? Yeah, you got to begin with the cleanup. Listen, it snowed in the Northeast earlier this week, and you got to get out of your house and clean up the snow because the snow's not going to remove itself. So guess what? You have to begin with the cleanup. Your storm you face, the things that you've been through, now you have to clean up the storm. Stop blaming other people. Yes, you might have not have done that thing, but guess what? You have to clean it up. All right. So what issue are you facing right now that you need to clean up? I mean, you don't got to post it to everybody and publicize it. But listen, you can share it with me, inbox me, email me, right? Send me a personal message. But guess what? You have to clean up the storm. I know it wasn't your fault. I know it wasn't your fault that you got fired. I know it wasn't your fault that you lost a house or your car got repoed or your deck got messed up or you lost something in your life or that relationship fell apart or you got divorced and I know it wasn't your fault. But guess what? You got to clean it up. It's what you do after the storm in which how you're going to move forward. Stop giving excuses. Stop saying, you know what? If this person didn't do this, then I wouldn't be in the current situation. Listen, you got to take responsibility for yourself. I'm just saying, listen, I'm talking to myself right now. Listen, you got to take responsibility for yourself. We're waiting for someone else to take responsibility for our lives, but we're not taking responsibility for the things that happen to us. I'm going to drink on that, some water. Listen, you got to take responsibility for the storm. I don't care if the storm happened to you. I don't care if someone lied on you. Well, yeah, I kind of do, but the storm passed. So let's say, for instance, somebody lied on you, right? That's in the past. What are you gonna do about it to clean it up? What are you gonna do about that storm that you just went through? What are you gonna do about that failure that you just went through? You have to clean it up. We're waiting for somebody else to step in. All right. Listen, let me tell you right now, we're going to be waiting for a long time. There's many things in life that I faced, many decisions I made, good or bad, right? But I had to deal with the after effect of it. And it's up to you, just like it was up to me, to make movement, all right? To change something that was so messed up and to make it into good, all right? And so listen, stop making excuses. I'm just saying, for real. Before the excuse comes out of your mouth, just shut up. Oh, somebody else did it to me. Oh, this happened to me. Have you ever been around somebody that everything was everybody else's fault? And you're just like, could you just tell me what are you going to do? What are you going to do about the situation? How are you going to respond to this situation? All right. Let me give you a tip that I was trained in. Just because someone is screaming at you or cursing you out doesn't mean that you have to scream at them. Actually, the training I received says, don't say a word. Because after a while, the person's going to be tired of hearing their own self. All right. So listen, that's a tip. So what are you going to do in the storm? The storm is brewing, right? The issue is happening. But how are you going to find peace? Listen, you got to find peace. So the point number one, part number two, being encouraged in the storm is you have to begin with the cleanup. You have to start to clean up the issue that you're facing. You have to start cleaning up your failure. You have to be motivated to say, listen, man, I've been through the storm. I've been through this issue. I faced this giant, but I'm gonna start cleaning this thing up. I'm gonna get myself together in this area. All right. How many people just want to get themselves together? Listen, give me some feedback here. All right. All right. So point number 2 is that you got to begin with the plan. Hopefully you all taking notes. If not, I'll be posting this stuff anyway. You got to begin with a plan. All right. If you do not begin with the plan, then you just might fail. And so many people say, well, I started this business without a plan. Yes, I understand that you started that business without a plan, but it doesn't mean that you have to continue without having a plan. All right. So after you begin to clean up, you got to have a plan. All right. Listen, what is my plan to not allow this thing to happen again? What is my plan that I could actually write something down to make sure I have a vision to not allow the storm to happen again? Or maybe I need to have a plan to be prepared again. Have you ever been in a place where it snowed and you forgot to have a snow brush, and then you had to improvise? You had to use a regular broom. You had to use your hands, a glove, or anything, a cardboard box. Listen, if you don't plan and the storm comes, you're still gonna have to deal with the storm. So why not plan? Right? We should be planning because we know something's gonna happen. There's things many people teach about investing in real estate, and the thing that I learned from some investors is that you got to have an ABC plan. A plan that is going to work out, a plan that, that things are not working out. And number 3, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to dump this thing. So you got to have multiple plans. Listen, I was just listen, I'm so excited right now. Hopefully you see it on my face. I was just talking about this with my wife, right? We were talking about a situation and she was asking me questions. And I said, listen, I got 3 plans about this situation. The best plan that is going to happen this way. Number 2, the backup plan. And 3rd, if it doesn't happen this way, this is what we do. And so you have to have a plan to not get in that storm again. Or when that storm comes again, you've been through the storm of losing a loved one. All right. You're going to go through that again, or losing a friend. You've been through the storm of messing up your credit. Now your credit is messed up again. All right. What's the plan to deal with it? All right. You got over it. You dealt with it. But what's the plan that it doesn't happen again? Or if it happens again, how can I reduce my risk? Everything is risky. People say, listen, I don't want to open up a business because that's risky. Listen, going to work every day is risky. Have you ever heard of somebody that worked at a place for 10, 20, 30 years and they still got laid off? Right? Because they were shutting down the job, shutting down the plant. Listen, there's no guarantees in life. All right? There's no guarantees. So listen, everything's going to have some risk to it. But guess what? You can minimize that risk with a plan. All right? So begin with a plan, right? Point number 1 was that begin with the cleanup. And point number 2 is begin with the plan. This is after the storm, y'all. I'm just trying to tell you, listen, these are some good points to try to help you out, that you've been through the storm. Now, how do you begin? Right? Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Over the last couple of weeks, last couple of months, I've been hearing so much noise about how people messed up, about how they messed up their life, and how you shouldn't be this and how you shouldn't be that. Listen, I'm tired of hearing about that. I'm trying to give people some actionable steps about, yes, we've been through some stuff, but what are we going to do after? Yes, we messed up our life. Yes, we got messed up our background, and now we got to wreck it because we served some time or we got arrested. Listen, man, I know that, but guess what? That's not the end, right? There's better days ahead of you. There's better months, better hours, better seconds ahead of you. Do not give up just because you went through a storm. I'm just saying. I just got to say that to people because it's real. You know, I got to be real with people. I can't sugarcoat this stuff anymore. I can't sit here and say, you know what, this is, you know, let's just skirt around and no, man. People need to be encouraged. People are facing issues. People are in a crisis. People are saying, listen, I got to move past this storm, because if I don't, I'm going to stop right now. And listen, I'm telling you, don't stop right now. Dig in, be encouraged, you know, look at the good things in your life. Stop looking at the bad things. Stop looking at the things that are so easy to point out about people and how they messed up, and start helping. Start looking at the goodness. Start looking at somebody got breath in their body. Yes, they might be stinking. Yes, they might have messed up yesterday. Yes, they might have lost something yesterday. But guess what, man? That person has a purpose. You have a purpose. You got to say to yourself, just say, listen, I have a purpose for my life. I have dreams. I have a vision. I have a destiny, and I shall do good. Listen, you just got to say it to yourself, right? You got to motivate yourself. You got to say, enough is enough, and I'm going to take hold of my destiny, take hold of my dreams, and move forward like I never moved forward before. Listen, I'm Karriem Kanston. I'm the encourager. I'm here to motivate you and inspire you to reach your destiny. Listen, let's do point number 3, all right? Point number 3, right? Point number 3 here is that we have to begin with action. We have to begin with action, right? We have to begin with action. You have to do some action. The storm has passed, but now you have to do some action, right? Love you too, my brother. Listen, you have to do some action, man. Listen, you know, people, stop being in yesteryear. Stop being in 1965, 1968, 1980, 2015. Make some movement with your life. Take control of your life, man. Let me give you the definition of action. Listen, I've done a post about this, being encouraged in action, all right? And so action is, A is for action. You got to have movement. You got to have movement in your life. You got to make things happen. C is for carpe diem. You got to seize the day. It's a Latin term that means seize the day. Every day you wake up, you got to say, this is a great day and I'm going to be productive today. T is for tenacity. You got to be extremely persistent. Right? You got to be extremely persistent. You got to have tenacity. You got to say, listen, I'll make some movement. I'm going to do some things that I've never done before. And guess what? I don't care what people have to say about me. I don't know what they're going to say about me. Don't care. Listen, the reason why I'm sharing this information in video form, in audio form, because after a while I had to say, man, I don't care what people think. I'm trying to help some folks, right? I'm trying to let people know that everything's going to be all right, all right? So I'm defining action, all right? I is for inspiration. You have to be inspired. You got to be inspired, right? As I said before, when I give an introduction every time, I say my name is Karriem Kanston, and I'm the encourager. I'm here to motivate you and inspire you to reach your destiny. Inspired about. Is it your family? Is it your dreams? Is it your business? Is it your career? Right? Is it you know, something that you haven't done or something that you're doing right now? Well, listen, you have to take action, right? You have to make movement in your life. I'm just saying, no one else can do it, but you have to be inspired. You have to be inspired, right? I can inspire you, and hopefully I am inspiring you. I know people are looking at this, sharing it, taking the notes down, but you have to be inspired. You have to be motivated. You have to say, you know what, man, I've been through that storm, but guess what? I'm inspired that I'm moving past this thing. I'm inspired that I'm taking action, all right? So O in action is for ownership. You have to take ownership for yourself. Nobody else is going to do it for you. You have to do it. You have to say, guess what? I know I face this thing. I know I face this issue. I know I face this problem. But guess what? I have to take ownership for this thing. Me, right? Until you take ownership for it, you can't work on it the way you need to work on it. Have you ever had someone present you some facts in black and white and they were waiting for you to respond, but you didn't take ownership of that thing, but that thing was still eating at you? Until you take ownership of it, then you can start working on it. All right? So that was O in action. And N in action is no. You have to tell people no. I learned this the very, very, very hard way. Let me tell you. Woo, listen. You know, for those people that signed up for the 2-week goals, plan, listen, you'll get full on press, full information about some of my experience, right? There's many times that we say yes to many things. And it could be good things. But saying yes too much actually doesn't allow you to be super effective in your purpose. And so you really have to tell people no. People might call you up, hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do this? Can you meet me here? You got to tell people no, because guess what? Your destiny, your plans, your purpose are more important than saying yes to everything that people ask you to do. I'm just saying, listen, I give me some thumbs up about that, some heart. I think I'm helping some people right now. Because some people are going through stuff, they feel bad, they say yes, they said they wanted to help somebody out with this, they agreed to do this, but then you look at your week and you say, I need to get my time back. Right? Listen, we all have the same 24 hours in the day, because as each human being, you got to tell people no sometimes. No, I can't help you out. I can't go out at this time. You know, I tell people that all the time. Listen, I got a family to take care of. My family is important. I'm not sorry for you. I just got to do what I got to do. No hard feelings, right? I got to do, you know, my focus is to grow my business. And so I'm laser focused on that. And so you have to tell people, no, I can't do it. Oh, well, it might be something that you're burning to do, right? All right, let me give you a story. So someone asked me to actually be the treasurer for their campaign. I really wanted to do it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really, really wanted to do it. I really wanted to be a treasurer of a campaign, train about running campaigns, about running for office, about elections and everything. And so I was like, this is my opportunity to get in real deep. And I really was happy that they requested me to be the treasurer for their campaign, but I couldn't do it. You know why? Purpose right now. It didn't fit into what I was trying to do. Wrong time. I really wanted to do it, and I really respected the person, but I had to say no. Sometimes you got to say no, even though you really want to do something, because your destiny is more important than just trying to tick a clock and trying to help somebody out, when really you need to be laser focused on your vision, laser focused on your dreams. I'm not saying that you can't help people out, because I truly help a lot of people out, right? And you should be doing the same thing. But when your destiny and you have purpose in your life, there are certain things that you can't do. There's certain things that you're not going to be able to do. And guess what? Do not feel bad. Be happy that you're focused on your dreams. I know there's businesses that people want to start. I know that there's nonprofits and philanthropy things that people want to start. I know that you want to, grow up the corporate ladder. I know that you want to go back to school, or you want to start school, or you want to finish something that you started. Sometimes, and many times often, you're going to have to drop something to move forward. I'm just saying, listen, I'm telling you by experience, Sometimes you got to drop stuff to move forward towards your purpose. I'm not saying drop your spouse now. Let's reel that back, right? You got to drop hanging out. You got to drop the extracurricular activities. You have to listen. I'm doing this video, doing this audio because I put it in a time slot so I could actually present it to people. That means that the thing that I was doing before had to be removed out of my schedule so I could put this in my schedule. And so my schedule is laser focused on my business. My schedule is laser focused on encouraging folks. My schedule is laser focused on my family, right? Laser focused on my relationship with God. Listen, but you have to do stuff that you've never done before. You might have to wake up early. You might have to go to bed earlier. You might have to stay up a little bit later, right? You might have to do things when nobody else is awake in the house. The other thing I tell people, which is a good tip, you got to take some walks. Just take some time to yourself. You know, there's people that they get smoke breaks. How about you take a break? You just walk out. You got to walk out of your business, walk out of your office and take a 5-minute, just clear your head. Get your mind right, right? So listen, right? We got to be encouraged in the storm, right? But this is after. Part 2 is about after the storm. And so listen, let me go over these points once again that I shared with you all, man. Listen, are you excited? Are you excited about your life? Are you excited about your dreams? Are you excited about your vision? Are you excited about your purpose? Listen, I'm excited. So if I'm excited, I hope that you are. Listen, also, I have this group called the Barnabas Group. If you want to be involved with it, listen, you know, jump in. We're going to be encouraging people, encouraging each other, you know, letting people know that just because you're facing some trials, facing some tribulations, man, that sometimes we just need encouragement from other people. So listen, you know, join that group, you know, be a part of it, you know, help some folks out. Also, listen, I have this 2-week goal challenge. I'm helping folks. $19.95. You get 2 sessions with me. We dive deep into putting some actions in place, some goals in place, and you know what? We hit the ground running, right? I don't play around. People want to put some stuff in place. We make it happen. You have a plan, you have a purpose, you have a vision, and you sit down with me. Hey, we'll roll you through a process, put some information together, and in 2 weeks you will be reaching some goals. So listen, if you're a person that you say I want to start a business, you never, and you haven't done anything, listen, you might want to work with me, right? Because I give you some tips very quickly. I tell you where you go, where you got to start it. What do you have to do? What's your goal? What's your plan? All right. How do you get information? How do you put the business plan together? You know, so listen. So be encouraged in the storm, part 2. This is after the storm. You know what? You got to make movement. You know, I posted, you know, part 1 points. I'm gonna post part 2. You know, because we got to begin stuff. We got to take some action, man. We got to have a plan. We got to clean stuff up. Stop waiting around for somebody else to start cleaning stuff up. All right, we have to do it. Right? We have to do it. We have to make movement. We're waiting for other people to do stuff, but really, we need to do it. We need to have tenacity, right? We need to make movement in our lives like we never made movement before. I'm just saying, it's up to you to do great things in your life. It's up to you to say enough is enough. I'm going to be moving forward like I never moved forward before. Listen, if I said something that resonated with you, man, listen, share this information with people. Share this audio. Like this video, right? Share it. Have conversations with people about it. And listen, if you really, really, really want to get down and get some help, get some one-on-one advising from me, listen, inbox me. I think I'm the only Karriem Kanston that is around. I haven't found anyone else with that name first name, middle name, last name that I have. So listen, Google me, right? If you're watching this, you already found me. Send me an email, right? Send me an inbox message on Facebook, on Twitter or something. But listen, let's work together, man. Let's do things to make an impact in our life. We all have dreams. We all have a destiny. We all have things that we want to do. But it's really up to us to make that happen. We're sitting around and waiting for someone else the start line for our life. But really, we have to do it. You know what? A lot to actually start posting and encouraging people. I do motivational talks. I train business owners, right? I've helped people out, nonprofit sector, for-profit sector, role of leadership at my church and doing stuff there and stuff like that. So listen, man, I understand that we all have many things that we have to do. But listen, you have to take control of your life. You have to take control of your destiny. People are counting on you so the next generation could go further than where you are. Listen, there's a man named Dr. Miles Monroe. He passed away a couple of years ago in a plane crash. And you could look at his books, and he says, listen, man, you haven't left a legacy unless people can do things right now. Are you impart information to people? Are leaving a legacy is impart information right now and passing the baton on while you're alive that people can run with stuff. Are you passing the dreams? Are you showing people how you got over that storm? Are you showing people how to get out of this jam? Are you talking to people and say, listen, man, you know what? I messed up in that area of my life. Listen, I did a post and I talked about the failure of being close to $1 million in debt in investment real estate and talking about that and telling people how I got out of that jam and what did I have to do. Listen, you go check it out. But listen, man, we have to do it. Nobody else is going to do it for you. You have to do it. So listen, take pride out of it. Take pride away from it. You're going to have to seek some help, seek somebody that is going to speak into your life, is going to help you out, point out the issues, right? That's why we have coaches. That's why we have advisors. That's why we have counselors, right? So listen, I want to thank you all very much for watching this information. You got to be encouraged during the storm, but you have to be encouraged after the storm. Listen, this is Karriem Kanston, the encourager. I'm here to motivate you and inspire you to reach your destiny. Listen, sign up for that 2-week goal challenge.